Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, it's all about faith under pressure. Faith under pressure. I'll say it a third time. Faith under pressure. Does your faith fizzle when you're under pressure? Does your faith fizzle when you're under pressure? Or, Bishop, how in the world can I grow my faith when I'm under pressure? Because that's where the real test of your faith comes to bear when you're under pressure. Well, let's greet some folk this morning and get into the manna now. I know some of y'all saw me yesterday at church. I was doing some things, but that was my AI double. That was my AI double. That really wasn't me. That was my AI double. My AI double had some stuff that it was still having to wrap up before I went headlong into the sabbatical. So it was my AI double. Deborah, do you believe me? Ori, do you believe me? Brother Michael, do you believe me? It was my AI double that was at church yesterday doing some things. I'm serious. I am going to go on sabbatical. Trust me, I am. I am. Trust me. Believe you me. Well, let's greet some folk. And this morning is all about faith under pressure. Does your faith tends to fizzle when you're under pressure? Let's go with it. Good morning, Ramona. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Deacon Joe. How are you on this morning? Gerald is in the house. Ori is in the house. Deborah is in the house on this morning. But Michael, how you doing on this morning? Good morning, Joel. How are you? Cynthia, how are you on this morning? Deborah, Dorsey, how are you on this morning? Anna, how are you? Anna, what's going on now? It's been a minute. It's been a minute, and I'm going on sabbatical, so you still don't mean you can't visit every now and then. Okay, all right. Just wanted to get that word out. Let me get some more. Arlene, my military buddy, how are you this morning? Deborah, how are you? Faith under pressure. Does your faith fizzle? Does your faith fizzle, Chef? Does your faith fizzle when you're under pressure? Ori, how does that? Winifred, is that grand rising back to you? Elder Hayes and Francine is in the house. How are you this morning, Brenda? How are you this morning? Now, let me repeat that. Good morning again, Cynthia. Let me say, Mike is in the house. Michael Harris, you're in the house. Good to see you, man. So I wanted to just say, for those of you who may have seen me at church, that was my AI double. It was. It was the deep thing of AI double. Wasn't me. It was just wrapping up some stuff. How about that? Good morning, Vaughn. How are you? Dan the man is in the house. Vaughn is in the house. Oh my gosh! Wow! 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 We're praying. Yes, thank you for that. Now we know. Thank you for that, Anna. In terms of your husband having a stroke, my goodness, definitely lifting you guys up. Rosetta, how are you? And Elder Jan, how are you on this morning? Vaughn, how are you on this morning? Great morning. Faith under pressure. Uh, Kevin, that's right. That's right, Kevin. You saw my AI double yesterday. That wasn't me at the church. Um, it was I sent my AI double to wrap up some stuff, so I can go sabbatical. How about that? Let me, Minister Yolanda, how are you? Vaughn, how are you? Erica, how are you? I am well. I am well. It was the deep fake. That's exactly. Thank you, Deborah. I knew that was the word I was trying to grab. That's what it was. That's what it was. It was the deep fake of my AI double was at church yesterday. Erica said, do you all have your need to post accurate rehabilitation? Do you all have your need? I'm not sure I get that. But Netta, yes, and that was my AI double, Nita. That's what that was when you saw. Good morning, Vicky. How are you on this morning? Good morning, Vaughn. Faith under pressure. Faith under pressure. Faith under pressure. Does your faith tends to fizzle when you're under a whole lot of pressure? Well, let me help you understand how to grow it when you're under pressure.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Manna, where in 5 minutes or less, you're going to get an impartation with the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Join the Morning Manna fam every weekday morning at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Don't forget to put in the chat the revelation that you get and share the manna. Now, let's get ready to have some manna so you can make it through your day.
Pressure makes proof. When your faith is under pressure, does it fizzle or does it rise to the moment? When anything is under, when you have to make a proof of anything, there's a pressure. When you're making an iron proof, when you make like my bishop's ring proof, you cast that die. So let's talk a little bit about faith being under pressure. Is it going to rise or is it going to fizzle? The text is this, Habakkuk 3:17 through 19. The NIV translation, you've heard it before, but I need you to see this text again through a different lens. Though the fig tree does not bud, and there are no grapes on the vine, yet I will rejoice in the Lord. I will be joyful in God, my Savior. Habakkuk looked at an economy in collapse, empty fields, failing crops, president making $2 billion and everybody else struggling. God had not yet changed his circumstance of Habakkuk and the nation of Israel, but he had already changed the prophet's perspective. Faith isn't proven when everything is plentiful. Faith is revealed when everything is scarce and under pressure. There's three things I want you to get as a result of this. The first is this. Faith stands before the solution. Faith stands before the solution. I'll say it a third time. Faith stands before the solution. Anyone can praise after the breakthrough, after the promise has been realized, after the healing. What about the praise before? That is connected to the faith of what will happen post the situation. Biblical faith praises before the answer arrives. Worship is not the result of victory. Often it is the pathway to victory. Second thing, faith sees beyond facts. Faith sees beyond facts. There are facts, then there's the truth. Facts may be painful, but they are not final. Faith doesn't deny reality, walk in a euphoria world, not connected to what is happening. It declares that God has the final word. Don't allow today's circumstance to rewrite tomorrow's promise. Can I say that one more time? Put it in the chat area. Don't allow today's circumstance to rewrite tomorrow's promise. Keep that in mind, Anna, as your husband comes back from the stroke. The last and final thing is this. Faith strengthens during the struggle. When the die is cast, when the iron is pressed down for the proof, faith will rise. God often removes our dependence on what we were depending on so we can rediscover dependence on Him. Tough seasons are not always signs that God has left you. Many times it's the evidence that He's developing you. Right. So true. So what's your takeaway this morning? Your takeaway is this: when times are tough, don't measure God's faithfulness by your fizzling faith. When times are tough, don't measure God's faithfulness by your fizzling faith. Watch God move. Watch him move. The Lord be with you today. May his face shine upon you and give you peace. If this bless you, bless somebody else. Don't keep it to yourself. Share the manna. We'll see you tomorrow morning with a little more morning manna, a little bit of special twist, because tomorrow is July the 3rd. I got to speak to the fact that the nation is 250 years old this Saturday and why I ain't celebrating. You already know. God bless you. Bye now.